Happy Wednesday, beautiful people. Yes, today it's Wednesday Relationship Day, and I want to share with you a short video to talk about trauma in your life and how it actually affects relationships, because it can affect relationships an awful lot because the body keeps the score deep down inside. If you've experienced trauma, you may have experienced PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, or even complex post traumatic stress disorder. You may realize it's hard to communicate. You may overreact to certain situations, and you might find it difficult to even maintain relationships. So, the cause of post traumatic stress disorder is not chemical or psychological, but it's neurological. It's stored in your brain. So, this affects the structures and the development in your brain as well. So, when you have been traumatized by multiple unsafe situations, or maybe one, you may have developed post traumatic stress disorder. I developed post traumatic stress disorder after a domestic violence relationship. It was horrifying. And I left 2 long-term relationships to escape just that traumatic, abusive, controlling behaviour. I've suffered from complex post-traumatic stress. I'm very open about it. But when I knew what it was and I actually found out ways I could regulate my state of mind, I became more aware of my thinking. I was more aware of my decisions, and also I could choose my therapy. I also controlled my reactions, and I was able to talk openly about my symptoms of post-traumatic stress, which was so annoying at one stage when I didn't know what it was. So if you've experienced trauma in numerous, maybe emotional, physical, mental, unsafe environments, you need to feel free to talk about your feelings to me or to anyone else, or just open up. Maybe you have a friend with post-traumatic stress disorder. Please watch this video. You can help yourself and you can help other people. That self-awareness is highly important. And women who have joined my Women Inspired group over the last few years have always talked about that self-awareness and the importance of that. So I just want to share my wisdom. So if you've experienced any of the following symptoms of post-traumatic stress: deregulated patterns of behavior, triggered negativity by maybe events and maybe what people say, you're disassociated and blank out, maybe emotionally, physically, and going numb. Emotionally overreacting to situation and making big mistakes and big decisions you regret later. Maybe losing the ability to talk or communicate, and you can't find the right words when you really want to express yourself. You keep maybe going into victimization mode and repeating the same stories over and over again. You're surviving and not thriving. You're speechless in terror. Maybe you're dumbfounded. The frontal area of your brain just goes offline. You're in deep social anxiety, out of tune with your surroundings, maybe reliving that trauma time and time again. Passive coping, freezing, not knowing how to respond, rather than active coping and planning and action and all that part of that healing. Maybe you're feeling you're going crazy and something's wrong with you, and you have high anxiety in stressful situations. Okay, maybe a circle of panic and fear all the time. Feeling of being disempowered, a panic and feeling lost in conversations. You can't pay attention, you can't remember, you can't communicate or learn the same as other people. Counselling and therapy sometimes haven't worked for certain people either, because sometimes talking therapies can make people worse. It triggers those traumatic memories or mixes up their feelings, and that circulate going round and round in their uncontrolled state of mind after therapy, and leading to disassociation. And medications sometimes haven't worked for people either, and sometimes medications are suitable for one person, not another, because they alter the natural neural processes and alter natural reacting brain chemicals. So supportive mind, body, heart and spirit is a way of healing. Writing maybe and expressing yourself a lot more, been very effective, because you can manage your fears and resentments. Just write them down, one good thing. Somatic body therapies is another one. Touch, massage, body movement. Check out somatic psychology. Vicious And also that rigorous exercise, building up that sweat, so important. Transformational dance and moving that emotional energy out of the body, training the body to feel safe too in that present moment and keeping focus. So also the way you hold your body and the gesture of joy, your arms up high in the morning, feeling good, exercise and be curious, have that curious muscle in your neck, that it's actually takes you out of that fear and anxiety. And just talk up, be creative writing, and also, trauma patients are also very much into creativity. So empower yourself also as well, just in those places that used to feel disempowered. Okay, it's a way of starting to look at the brain in that different way. And also prayer and meditation, bring that higher source of healing power to yourself. Healing trauma needs deep, nourishing relationships as well, okay? And you can accompany it with different therapies that might help. But for more information, I want you to check out the link that I have in this video. It's an absolutely brilliant book and video, and it talks about how the body keeps the score by Dr. Bazel Colt, who has a trauma center. He's amazing. If you have walked a terrible walk with trauma, everything fits into place when you read this book. Honestly, you have to get this book. Key notes from this book is about, for real change to take place, the body needs to live in reality that the danger has passed. Also, they talk about when men go to war, it makes headlines, but when women go to war in domestic situation or traumatic situations, it only gets a few lines in the press. So he talks about this a lot in the book too. So we need to learn the effects of trauma on relationships, and that's why I'm sharing with you today. It also talks about learning to tell the truth, and understanding it's critical in your trauma experience if there's a secret embedded in you that you need psychotherapy maybe, or that other talking method. He also talks about current therapists having the license to malpractice, such as CBT. He completely says no, because your rational brain has no connection to your emotional brain. So the logic of doing things sometimes and being told how to do things just isn't happening. Okay, so he talks about CBT doesn't work. He also says that we can't train people to become rational people. So his video is amazing. Please check it out and let me know. He's been very inspiring to me and other people that I work with and coach with, and I just want to share that wisdom with you. If you're experiencing trauma, or if you are reliving that trauma and victimization mode all the time, I don't even talk about it anymore. I talk about I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I don't talk about being a victim, because that's in my past. I was a victim, but I don't talk about it anymore. I talk about being a survivor and about past trauma. I really don't trigger a lot in my videos about what actually happened to me, because I don't want to trigger somebody else's traumatic experience. So please look in the link. I'm sharing the video just to share that little bit of wisdom, and hopefully your relationships get a lot better, because that self-awareness of you or other people that have experienced trauma, you might be able to make better decisions. You might be able to just change the way you think about things, how you react, what triggers you. I don't watch any movies anymore that maybe trigger my post-traumatic stress. I also know that when I need time out, if I'm in a disagreement with someone, I need time out, and I actually leave and remove myself from a room, so that I know that doesn't build up any anger or any frustration, or I overreact to a situation, and I go and think about it. I go and sit back, I think about things, and I really do put my mind, my heart, my body and soul into knowing I have been healing and understanding myself, and that self-awareness is great and opens up a whole new world whenever you're developing relationships, when you're maintaining relationships, and just how to deal with certain conflict that comes your way. So happy watching and happy reading, and have a great relationship day. Bye.